Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome back to our Stonehearth series in our Ascendancy playthrough. We discovered in one of our most recent episodes that one of the potential problems, or one of the potential sources of problems, is if you have a large mining area, the AI has trouble with it. So what I'm going to do is delete the one we have going on here, which may have been causing our issues with the military. Let's see, okay. Problem's not fixed yet. No. Okay, so it might take a little while for us to realize the benefits. But they do seem more responsive so far. Hopefully these guys start working. I don't know if they're gonna or not. I think this right now is just more of a general issue of worker laziness or maybe having too many things. It's okay. We're gonna start paring it down. We're only 2 over. That's not a problem. Let's just sell some stuff. Okay. Didn't need to call the vendor. That's fine. Get there anyway. Is there anything else I want to get rid of? Probably wool, maybe? I don't really need eggs. I might be using the eggs. Do I have wool? Where's wool? I'm back in good shape, but I'd like to go further. I haven't really sold that much in my opinion. I'd like to take a few steps for... There's the wool. Alright, let's just sell everything. We're not using it. And I think at that point we're good. We don't need to worry about anything else. I could sell the leather, but it's not going to do much. Sell some of the healing herbs. And yeah, I think we're good. What are we at now? Aiming for like 6k. Nah, we're okay. I'd like to be a bit lower, but that's fine for now. Let's see. Yeah, we're starting to chew through some of this. That'll help. It's not a big thing, but it'll help. So I think right now a lot of it is dealing with this issue, and then once they do that, they'll be able to... They'll be a little bit better at dealing with everything else. I'm concerned about this though. They're not... They don't appear to be working on this, and I'd really like them to. Don't know why they're not. Can't be a wood issue, can it? How much wood do we have? Yeah, we should have plenty of wood. And it's being used for blacksmithing, so I have a hard time believing that they can't use it for that building. No, there's some stuff back here. I miss this stuff. Oh, maybe I didn't. What is going on? So this is ours. Someone picked it up and then immediately dropped it? That's very strange. Alright, well, anyway, we're probably in good shape. We might have to reload once or twice to get it to fully recalibrate since having that job taken away, but hey, we're on the right track at the very least, or at least we believe we are. And given that they're gathering stuff in now, I think it's safe to say that we're probably in the right spot here. And they're working their way through this. I think as they start consolidating the stuff down here, it's going to be a lot better. All right, this one's full, so move this up. This one's also nearly full, so we'll move that up as well. And we will place 2 more to keep them working. Because we do want to... Cleaning this up is a big deal. We need to get this done. I clearly bit off a bit more than I could chew. I thought the game would handle it. I didn't think there'd be an issue. I was mistaken. So, that's fine. We'll figure it out in time, not a big deal. For now, I just want people to actually work, because we get a lot of people idling, or socializing, which is basically idling. That's life. At least it's been... Okay, yeah, you're working on it, slowly. Yeah, at least it's been nice. Been really rainy the last few days. We actually got hail. That almost never happens. quite weird. I was going over to our warehouse at work, you know, to talk to the warehouse guys, because they're basically my customers. And I was like, what is this white stuff on the ground? It's not snow. That would have been a lot more fun. But hail. It's very surprising. I was very, very, very surprised to see that. Thankfully, no windshields broken or anything like that. But it's good to see. We don't get hail much, like, ever. And there was like a tornado warning for this area, which is hilarious. But I shouldn't be too pumped about it, because this is symptomatic of global warming. Even though people don't think of it that way. You say, oh, how could it be global warming if it's cooling down? No, you're stupid. That's not how it works. But more extreme weather is the symptom of global warming, and seeing this is not a good thing, but at the same time, I mean, I can't do anything about it right now, so I might as well enjoy actually having some weather, right? At that point, it's over, so let's enjoy it before the whole world burns. Ecological collapse thanks to collapse in the ocean. Let's not get into that. Yes, I was an environmental science major in college, so I'm not an expert by any stretch, but there's generally things I understand, and I grew up wanting to be a marine biologist, so I kind of understand ocean ecology to a degree. Surprisingly, it's actually, we'll probably talk about that for a bit. The ocean terrifies me. Like, really, that's probably one of the major things in life I'm afraid of. I'm not really afraid of people. Like, I know any person could, you know, just walk up behind me with a knife and stab me in the street, and there'd be, you know, nothing really stopping them. That should be scary, but it just doesn't really scare me. When it's happening, it would scare me, obviously. And there's individual situations where I'm, you know, scared of other people or things like that. But generally, I don't, like, thinking about it, I'm not like, hey, I'm really scared of this type of person or that type of person. Whether, you know, and you say, oh, well, it'd be racist to be like that. I'm not necessarily talking about race. But, like, I wouldn't necessarily be uncomfortable around someone who's much bigger than me and could easily kick my ass or something like that. I don't know why, that's just not something that ever really bothers me. The stuff that really scares me is stuff that's, like, basically animals. Because they're not, like, a human, you could at least to some degree rely on them to act semi-rationally, and you could even say, you know, yeah, humans are crazy and, you know, we do evil shit all the time, and how could you say that humans, you can rely on them to act rationally? That sounds stupid. Do we really have 31 tombstones? Holy shit, a lot of people have died in this playthrough. I had no idea it was that high. But, as bad as people are, as crazy as people can be, there's still kind of like a logic to the madness. So, I don't really feel like it's as... Which one is this? Mason sign, okay, so we need the Potter's one. It's not as incomprehensible, I guess, as... Why are you still doing... I thought I canceled this forever ago. From my perspective, it's not as incomprehensible as animals. And that's a weird way of saying that, because you can totally comprehend why animals do what they do and what they're doing. But I can only do that with some animals. Like, if you put me in a room with a cat, I'm probably going to understand how the cat's feeling, what they want, what they need, etc, etc. I get cats. Cats make sense to me. I've lived with cats most of my life. I don't totally understand the body language, because there's a lot of complexity to it that I've never just... I love cats, but I never pay attention to it, because I'm just like, oh, it's a cat, I want to play with it, you know, just have fun, or have it, like, say, or want to pet it, or get it to purr, or whatever. So I'm not really... I'm fairly selfish. I'm more focused on my interaction with the cat than what the cat is looking for. So... that's more, let's say that's more indicative of my overall personality and me being kind of selfish in general. But I still understand cats to a degree, and dogs are the same. Dogs, an idiot can understand dogs, because dogs are basically meant to interact with people. That's how they've grown up, or that's how they've evolved at this point. I'm going to use this up. So, I mean, not evolved. That's how we've bred them. You know, some dogs not so much. And sometimes it's a little bit murky because they're going to do something based on an interaction they had with someone that you know nothing about. And that'll be in the case of like an abused animal. You really have no idea what the core reason is for them acting that way, but you can kind of speculate and you can understand, you know, hey, if they're taking that kind of a pose, it means they're afraid of me. It's a defensive pose. That kind of thing is understandable, and you could make sense of it. Invaders approaching. That's more what I'm getting at. So some animals you can totally read them and understand. That's fine, and I'm fine with that. I'm not afraid of cats or dogs. Those don't scare. Even big ones. I mean, oh good, they're actually kind of following orders now. Not really. Okay, so the one spot was good, but the rest isn't. I have no. Okay. I'm scared. Because the clerics aren't showing up yet. Okay. Are they running? I think they're running. Yeah, they're on their way. Okay, good. So as long as we can hold them here for a little bit, and I want this guy to run over here. Yeah, okay, we're good. Alright. And as soon as we kind of get everyone together and grouped up, I'm going to say kill the healers. And now we should be okay. I'm still going at slow pace because I don't want to fuck this up, but I think we're okay. Anyway, the animals that I'm more afraid of, and by the way, what I just said about understanding cats and dogs, that even applies to like, I'd kind of understand a wild dog, or not, maybe not a hyena, but a wolf maybe? Like, I kind of get that. Oh fuck, you're being healed, right? Maybe you need to take a break from fighting. Probably gonna die, but... we need more clerics. Where? What the what? Double invasion? Jesus. I'm trying to have a conversation about something interesting, and we're getting invaded by fucking... jeez. How many people just died? One, two, 3, 4. I already counted that one. 5. Alright, 6. Fuck this. I'm out. This is fucking stupid. This is like... I'm building a wall. Fuck it. I'm done. I'm built. Okay, the game just crashed. Okay. Well, this is lovely. Let's try that again. This, you know what? I'm gonna leave it in the episode because this is stupid. Like, to me, this is a flaw with the game. And I'm not gonna be responsible for that flaw. So let's try that one more time. But yeah, like, even big cats or wild dogs, I feel like I generally understand their deal for the most part. And like I said, wolves are probably the best example. With the on the dog side of it. Big cats, like lions, I kind of get. Which is why I think sometime, you know, you can have a zookeeper that like actually has a in a relationship with a lion or a tiger or something that's maybe kind of similar to what you'd have with a house cat. It's obviously different because they're different animals, and the big cats are much more wild, but you know, there's certain things that they do that are the same, and you can see parallels there because they're similar types of animals basically. Alright, so now that we're back, let's get rid of the mining designation again. Right, I had to go here. Yes, I'm aware of this. I sold a bunch of shit last time. Yeah, we'll just leave it there for now. It's not full yet. So yeah, we'll let that run. And we're gonna build a wall, because fuck this shit. First though, I would like my military to listen to me. And go kill those guys. which they're not interested in doing, that's fine. Oh, well, we're waiting for that, if they're ever going to do it. We're going to build like 50 of these. Lots over one. Great. That's very helpful information, game. Having trouble counting them all. The ones, but yeah, the animals I'm more afraid of are the ones that don't really have a parallel with house pets, basically. Which are, you know, like a, well, let's go with the ocean. Animals in the ocean. And it's funny, sharks actually don't scare me too much. Like, if I was in the water with one, I'd be terrified. But if I was in the water with anything that wasn't a small fish, I would be terrified. Honestly, like, dolphins are fine, mostly. As long as it's in a controlled environment, for the most part. I know dolphins can do some fucked up shit, but it's not necessarily that well understood at this point. So, I don't really know. But there's been more stories of dolphins helping people than doing much else. I think it'd be nice to... I think they'd understand that I'm, like, not a dick, and they'd be... You know, they'd help me get back to shore or something if I had an issue. But I can swim pretty well, so... I probably would be mostly okay. If I had to take off, you know, a shirt or whatever, because it's weighing... or a jacket, because it's weighing me down, that's something I'm able to do. I'm not a good runner, I'm not a good sprinter. I'm okay on ice, and I'm pretty good in the water. Actually, no, I'm not okay on ice. I'm pretty damn good on ice. I'm not like a Olympic-level skater or some shit. That's not what I'm saying. But I've been skating pretty much my whole life. I know how to ice skate. Any issues with that stem from the fact that I'm out of shape. And that's pretty much it. So. Yeah, alright, fuck this. You guys aren't willing, so... I guess we're still having some issues here. Alright, well maybe I put a wall over here first. Tempted, yeah. Yeah, let's start it going here. So yeah, like squid more than anything. Probably scare me, even though they wouldn't really do anything to me. But like giant squid... Like, being near a whale would scare the shit out of me, even though I love whales and they're friendly and or maybe not friendly, but they're not dicks. Whales are fine, but they would scare the shit out of me for sure. There's a lot of stuff in the ocean, but the main fear, more than anything else, is unknown, basically. Not knowing, even if you know, alright, well here are all the animals. Down here, here are all the fish, here are the mollusks, whatever. Makes no difference, because at the end of the day, you can't see in every... Like, if you're walking down the street, you can rest assured pretty safely that you're not going to get, like, a bird coming at you from, like, directly overhead. And a bird could come at you, but honestly, most of the birds that'll fuck with you are, like, geese. And they're on the ground. They won't... A goose won't, like, fly in to attack you. They'll be on the ground near you, they'll hiss at you, and then they'll come at you. And they scare me, but at the same time, like, having gone to school in Toronto, I kind of want to, at some point in my life, strangle a goose. Because they're such assholes. They're the most dickish animals that exist, without exception. And no one should like them. They're total fucking assholes. I mean, Canadian geese are the ones that I'm familiar with, but I have to assume that most geese are the same way. Total pieces of shit, but it seems like they're flawed from an attack. Like, I feel like if one was attacking me, I would just grab it by the neck and then basically swing it around like a mace until it fucked off, or it was dead. Probably it would die, because its neck would snap, or I'd beat its body into the ground until it was dead. Because... you don't fuck with geese. If you let it hurt you, it will hurt you. So my thought process is... it pretty much has to die at that point. Or just get it away from you. But they seem extremely aggressive. Like, I think once it's attacking you, you gotta go pretty damn far to get it away from you. So, I don't know. But it just seemed like... they don't seem threatening to me. Because you could just grab their neck. But in the water, 360, anything could come at you from any angle. Certain animals would prefer to attack you from one direction or another. Sharks prefer to attack from below, because it's obviously hard to see, which is why the top part of a shark is darker than the bottom part. So obviously, and that's true of a lot of fish, it's basically so that if you're looking at it from the top, you see the darker part, which makes sense because you'll be looking down into the dark, basically. And if you're looking at it from the bottom, you see the lighter part. That's obviously much less effective because you could have sunlight shining around it, and that's a problem. And you're going to be able to see the clear outline of it, which is, again, another reason why they would attack from the bottom, so that they can identify targets, you know, because they can see the outline. Though sharks don't necessarily hunt with their sight primarily. It's a little bit more complicated than that. They're pretty cool animals, actually. I studied them all. That was like every class project I had in grade school that was like, hey, study an animal and report on it. It was, alright, it's going to be a shark. And that was basically a combination of growing up going to the Monterey Bay Aquarium and seeing all the fish and everything and being really pumped about like, oh, they're so cool, all this stuff, all these different things in the ocean, it's amazing. I want to be a marine biologist, reading about Jacques Cousteau, I think, and seeing a lot of like Discovery Channel documentaries about different kinds of fish and stuff and the ocean in general. Really, that exposure to science and biology really made me like marine biology in particular. Also, obviously, living in California by the bay and going to the beach and seeing all these things. Digging up the weird shit. There's all kinds of weird shit that lives in the sand. I don't know what they're called, but they're weird as hell. Little, like, almost crab things. Those are cool, but, shit, what was I saying? It was, oh, right. Also, obviously, because of the San Jose Sharks. Because I'm a hockey fan, and the local hockey team is the Sharks, so, yeah. Sharks, let's do it. Yeah, sharks are cool. So, you know, there are a few different reasons, but it wasn't, I just want to emphasize it wasn't exclusively because of the hockey team. Though it was at least, you know, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't partly that. But, anyway, that's going to do it now that we've made almost no progress thanks to crashing and having to restart after the last episode because of all the death, and again having to do that in this one with all the death because we got pincer attacked by assholes and I didn't notice. That's gonna have to do it for this episode, so thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you join us for the next one as well. Take care.